Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to the online meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. I'm pleased to be your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. In the online meeting environment, there are few instructions that we follow. I request you to rename yourself. All the Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name and guests can prefix guest. I also request all the speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name. All the speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video before they start their speech. I would request not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use private chat to provide feedback. You all are requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary moments or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. Do not click on the share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display hi-fi and namaste when taking over or leaving from the room. You can connect with Toastmaster for any technical glitch. If you are a speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer on confirm that the same is visible at all times. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations, please let us know. You can network after the meeting. We have networking session. Let me share the mission of the club. We provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So, good leaders should have good communicator. Good leaders should be a good communicator. We have generous leaders today among us. I would like to call our presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana, who is good writer and poet. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Toastmaster Kalpana. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Monica, for that introduction. And I think you have just put me in a spotlight by revealing that I write poems too. So Monica has been and is a great support to, us always, and has been very proactive member, and as someone who I would not be able to do without. So a huge round of applause to our SAR and behind the scene person, that is the Zoom master, Toastmaster Monica. Welcome everyone today to the 98th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. Actually, as a matter of fact, Toastmasters helps you not to develop as a leader, but also as a speaker. And that is that helps us to ease our life in achieving our goals, our dreams, and also be a person who is well known, because Toastmasters offers us a great networking platform too. Apart from that, a little bit about Toastmasters. I'm sure everybody is aware of the IPL that is ongoing. Yeah. Why just play with, the cricket ball or just have wickets and a bat? Let us do the batting and fielding with the words. And it's my request not to miss out today's IPL, because my area, Group DTM is going to play today evening. So that is the wonderful news of Toastmasters. And yes, if you haven't registered for the eloquence, the upcoming eloquence in Ahmedabad, please do so, because we all meet online. We are far away, but it's the best way to connect. They say that if we do something for at least just 18 hours, 18 minutes, my bad, there's something called rule of 100. If anything that you are keen on or interested in, and if you do it for 18 minutes per day, that amounts up to 100 hours in a year. Giving a passion or a goal 100 hours. For example, you want to play a violin, you want to learn to dance, you might want to do some rock and roll, you might want to try your hand at creative writing, you might want to play badminton, you might decide on joining golf, whatever you want to do. If you devote just 18 minutes of your life per day, making it, taking the count to 100 hours or 100 hours of the time that you give your life to, you are among the 95% of the people who are on their way to achieving their goals or their dreams. So make it a point to give 20 minutes of your day to something that you are very close to and you would really like to do it. That's my address as presiding officer. And I would really like to know if there are any guests today, Toastmaster Monica. Can you just have a quick, recap of the people who are present here? And do we have any guests today?
We do not.
No, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I was expecting one or two because there were one or two prospective members who had reached out. All right, let's continue. The transition from presiding officer to the Toastmaster of the day. As a Toastmaster of the day, I welcome you all, each and everyone, to today's meeting. Today's meeting, we are having an education session. I did say that we need to devote 20 minutes of our time every day to something that is a dream or a goal of ours. Sometimes, just like the way you can have a double desserts or double scoop of ice cream, you can also double up your learning. And when you double up your learning, the flavor of the learning is always going to be delicious, especially when you're learning together. And that is where the Toastmaster takes the cake, because the Toastmaster actually boasts of lot of veteran Toastmasters who are not just Toastmasters, but also distinguished Toastmasters who have had the passion, has given 100% to that passion and have won ISC awards. And today, with that thought in mind, and with a lot of new members, which unfortunately I can see today somehow or the other, they have taken a scooting Sunday, like, okay, let us keep it off. But to all those who are present, today among us, we have none other than DTM Arvind Singh. I want you all to welcome him with a huge round of applause, because let us see what are his achievements as he has given 20 minutes of his daytime to his passion. He is the founder of Training Influence. He's a coach and learning and development consultant. He's been a passionate Toastmasters for the past 6 years. He is 3 times senior to me because I just completed 2 years. He has won many accolades, including 2 district championships. A huge round of applause. And it's my request that each and every one of us, please keep your videos on. I don't want to go blind looking at the black spots. Come on. Can I ask evaluators and speakers to switch on your videos? He has won many accolades, 2 district championships, District 98 Humorous Speech Contests. Yeah, because it's not just about speaking. It also means how you can make your audience laugh. And he has won that award too in 2020. And District 98 Table Topics Contest in 2022. Please welcome an all-rounder who, if I today were to put him in the IPL pitch, would have 100% scored as a batsman, as a bowler, as a fielder. The stage is all yours, and with a grateful heart, I hand it over to you, DTM Avinash. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this warm welcome on this hot afternoon. And I am here daring to wear black in this heat. So yeah, kudos to me. Now, how are you? See, I have given this particular education session a lot of times, but there is always a difference. The difference is the audience and their expectations. So today, I wanted to speak about Alpha and Omega, the start and the end, right? So before we delve into this topic, timer, don't worry, I've started the time, so don't worry about that also. So when you talk about speech writing, now Toastmaster Kalpana especially told me about speech writing, but I'll add something, a bonus point too, at the end, like all the influencers do in their videos. I'll give you something extra also. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, how much time does it take for you to craft a speech? You can unmute and just say.
I find myself normally taking at least a week, because I like to zero in on a topic that might be interesting enough and also challenging enough, and I should have enough order to make it more meaty. So I think I almost take a week.
Great, great.
To start writing out. Yeah, sorry.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, 1 week. 1 week is what Toastmaster Kalpana takes. Anyone else who wants to share? Come on, this is an interactive session. I don't want to keep on speaking and boring you. Come on.
I take almost 15 to 20 days. More than that.
Toastmaster Jyoti, 15 to 20 days. Oh my God. Okay. So what comes out might be, explosive, just, you must be doing like this. Okay. Pushpa, fire me. Very nice. Awesome. So 15, 20 days to each his own. I understand that. Anyone else who takes less or more time?
I will take around 3 to 4 days, and it depends on the time frame for which I will have to speak. So maybe 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days. Okay. So there is this law called the Parkinson's law, right? Have you heard about this Parkinson's law? So this law states that whatever task you have and how much time you allot to that particular task, eventually the task will increase in that amount of time. As in, if you give a task 7 days, you will do it in 7 days. But if you give the task 2 days, you'll be able to do it in 2 days. But if you give the task 2 hours, you'll be able to give it, finish it in 2 hours. The only thing is, how good will you be in those times, right? So I'll tell you what used to happen with me. I used to give 2 weeks, right? 1 week for drafting, 1 week for speech delivery. So drafting the speech, writing the speech properly, drafting, redrafting. There are so many drafts, and eventually you reach that sweet spot that, oh my God, this is the one. And after that 1 week, I used to work on the delivery part, right? How to exactly align my hand gestures, my facial expressions, the emotions, according to the words that I have written in my speech. I used to think that I will take this much time. But usually what used to happen, eventually, I did everything in 3 days. In the earlier time, right? Sometimes in 2 days. Because the VP head is saying, oh my God, we need a speech. You need to speak, right? So when you start your journey, give it some time, but give it diligently. Now, Toastmaster Kalpana already said 18 minutes. Give 18 minutes a day to speech drafting. Give it a week. I don't ask you more than a week. Just give it a week. And you will see that it will help you immensely. Now, I talked about alpha and omega. I'll start with omega and then come to alpha. I'm twisting it a little bit, right? So omega is all about speech crafting, speech, how to craft a good speech. Now, when I start with omega, O is the objective. What exactly do you need to? You have the purpose of the speech. So that is what it is. But there are two kinds of purposes. One is a general purpose and the other one is a specific purpose. General purpose is of 4 types: to inspire, to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. So what exactly do you want to do with your speech? Do you want to inspire people? Or do you want to persuade people? Do you want to just inform them? Or do you want to entertain? Okay, now I want you to just think about, I believe everyone has given in this particular meeting, is there anyone who has given less than 2 speeches? Less than 2?
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
Yes.
Have you given a speech, Toastmaster Pooja, yet? No. Okay. So
I have joined only last week. That's why.
oh, you joined last week. Okay, so I'll accommodate you also. Okay. So apart from Pooja, and is there anyone else?
Me.
Me. Okay. Ishika,
Ishika.
how many speeches have you given till now?
One.
Only 1 speech. Okay. I don't.
Today will be my second speech.
Okay. No worries. Great. Okay, so at least you have given 1 speech, right? So now, when you talk about the purpose, you first need to understand what the purpose is. Why are you standing or sitting in front of the audience, and what exactly you want the audience to do? Do you want to inspire them? Do you want to persuade them? Do you want to inform them? Just information. Or do you want to entertain them? Like giving a humorous speech, right? Entertainment. When you are trying to talk about information, informing them, then it can be a research topic. There is a project in Pathways called Researching and Presenting, right? So if you're doing that project, usually your general purpose of the whole speech will be to inform people about a particular thing. Maybe, okay, why to save water, okay, or any kind of research that you want to do, usually goes into the information part of it. Entertainment is more towards the humor part, the entertaining. You can use a lot of storytelling. So that is where the entertainment comes into the picture. Inspiration, you tell people about the challenges, the trials and tribulations of your life. Get out something out from that particular trials and tribulations and eventually inspire people. And usually all the contest speeches are mostly inspirational. And then the last one is the persuasive speech. The difference between inspiration and persuasion is, in inspiration, you just say that, okay, I did this, you can also do it. But in persuasion, I'll say, okay, I have, so many facts, so many figures. I have so much credibility with respect to personal stories, and this can happen. You need to do it. Will you do it? Let's go. Let's do it. Right? So you persuade them to take action. And that's where this is the fourth general purpose of any speech. Now, when you understand the purposes properly, then it will be much easier for you to build a speech inside that particular purpose. Right? So O is objective related to what is your objective, the broader objective. Then you come to the M. M is the message. How many of you, apart from Pooja and Ishika, I believe, right? How many of you start with the message? Or do you start with the title? Or do you start with the topic? What exactly you start with in a speech? What exactly do you start with? You have to write a speech. What do you do?
Remember?
I always start with quote.
You start with quote. Okay.
Yeah. I also usually start with quote.
Okay. Okay. So let me give you an analogy, right? Okay. So when you talk about baking a cake, okay, will you start with the ingredients and something under it, or will you start with the toppings? You need a base, right? You need a base for the cake, and then you use whipped cream, you use a lot of other things to decorate the cake. But what is the core of it? So when you want to write a good speech, the first thing is, what is the takeaway of your speech? You start with the takeaway. What you want your audience to do. See, you take any speech out of anyone who has given a speech, famous people. I have a dream, okay, of the people, by the people, for the people, or we had a tryst with destiny. Okay, all famous speeches. If you take that, there is a particular takeaway from it. If you don't have a takeaway or a message, then you are just trying to say something rather than actually mean, and people will take something away and maybe, just maybe, work on it. So if you take, I'll give you example of World Championship speeches, because that is more related to Toastmasters journey, right? So one of the good speeches that I have heard is 2005 Lance Miller. He spoke about what is the ultimate question. The ultimate question is, can you validate? What is validation? Anyone?
Checking it.
Sorry?
Means checking it.
Checking it. Okay. If you want to validate someone's feelings, in that context, what does it mean? Or validate someone?
You have to support the
Yeah.
idea that you have written. That will be validification.
Okay. Yes. See, when people validate us, we seek validation, right? That's why we put pictures on the internet or Facebook. We want the likes and the comments, and people, you want validation of your existence. You want validation of you doing something good in life, maybe, right? You want the appreciation from people, right? So the main idea in that speech was all about validation. Can you validate people? Once you start validating people, people will appreciate you in their life, and they would want you in their life. And that's the best way to make people feel alive, right? That was one speech. The other speech, 2015, Mohammad Katani, he spoke about the power of words. How words can either make you rise up in life or maybe throw you down. The words. Okay, I had a very disciplinarian father, right? And he used to say, Avinash, smart you are. Smart, very smart. No, he didn't mean that. Okay, it was sarcasm, right? So when you talk about the words, right? When I didn't understand sarcasm, I thought that, oh, maybe he appreciated. But when I understood, then I felt hurt that, oh my God, he was saying something and meaning the other, right? So the power of words, how do you exactly work, help people? Then there is the speech, the famous speech, because of which I joined Toastmasters. And it's one of the favorite speeches of most of the Toastmasters. I see something in you. Right, 2014 world champion of public speaking, Dhananjay Hitraji. I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. It is about seeing the potential in you and trying to have that support system in your life. So when you talk about the message, it's very important. And if you want to be a great speaker, try to start with the takeaway, with the message. Okay? There are movies, okay? I watched one movie the other day and I was thinking, why did I watch it? What was the end result? Why, what is the takeaway? There was nothing for me in that particular movie. Okay, I don't want to name the movie because, there will be sides. I don't want to charge you emotionally, but I didn't find any value because there was no takeaway. And like movies, we have speeches. Even when you are talking in table topics, you need to have a takeaway, a message. So messages are very important. Once you start with the objective and you come to message, and then the third one is one of the most important things which you put in a speech, and that's example. Personal stories. I believe personal stories. Why do you think personal stories are important? Or do you think maybe you can take some famous example and put that? What do you feel? Come on, guys, come on.
Maybe just to relate the messages, that's what.
Yes.
It helps people
Relate
in
message.
resonating.
Sorry.
It helps people in resonating with you. Like they'll feel more related to the topic, and they can properly, experience like what you want.
Relate to the topic, resonate with your ideas, think you are human, right? So when you have a fellow person speaking and giving some kind of a story, you are able to relate to that person better. I'll give you a simple example. I give it in almost all of my educational sessions because I like this example so much, right? When you watch these talent shows, India's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, Russia's Got Talent, every country has got talent, right? And you go and you see the performance. And you don't see the interview, just see the performance. Okay. In fact, don't even see, just listen to it, because what happens is when they start, I'll tell you what happens, but let's just go on the performance part. When you listen to that particular performance, the first thing which comes to your mind is, I have heard better. This was okay. It was not awesome. It was okay. It was good, but not awesome. And then you go to the interview part. And then there is this emotional drain. There is the tearjerker, right? Oh, I used to be very poor. Or my father, or most of the, talented children are from, sons and daughters of auto rickshaw walas in India, especially, right? Very poor. Okay. And then, suddenly you will see once you finish the interview and then he sings and the camera is on the audience and the audience will like, where is this possible? Oh my God. So eyes are wet. Oh my, and they will give those reactions. They are told to do that, but they'll go, I didn't think he had it in him. And that's where, my dear friends, is the experience. The example which you give, the personal stories, don't be that dramatic. Of course, I was very thin and then I ate this protein powder and then I am very strong. That I'm not telling you that, but there is this transition of a story. The hero's journey, they say. Amitabh Bachchan, angry young man, okay, and he used to have this emotional sidekicks. If you have seen, okay, Andhi Ma Vidwa Behan, right? So most of the movies, okay, this, and then there was this Mother India, not Nargis, Nirupa Roy, right? She used to lose her children, okay? Again, why? I don't know why. Every movie she used to lose her children, right? So when you talk about this, what did it create? It created emotions. It created emotions, and it gave us something to vouch for. We vouch for mostly underdogs because we think, oh my God, this person needs to win. I like him because he came from a very difficult background. Oh, he is rich. I don't like that person. He is snobbish, right? So what is your story from rags to riches? Is there something which you have overcome in your life? Okay. Now, there is something called as Aristotle's rhetoric, which is very helpful. See, I'm saying all these words. If you can, please note down and go ahead and research. In half an hour, I'll not be able to make you, accomplish a lot of things, but I'll give you some idea about it. Okay. So Aristotle's rhetoric is about three things: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is about credibility. Credibility comes from your personal stories, because everyone's personal story is a little bit different. Similar maybe, but a little bit different. So what is your story? Okay. So find out those stories from your life. In pandemic, how did every man in the globe started making dalgona coffee? Right? And suddenly, most of the men became chefs. Yes. And then they didn't realize, like me, that you have to continue for the rest of your life. It was not only for the pandemic, right? So what was the story? You have to find those stories from your life. You will have those stories. Find out those stories. So what is it? What is the message? And then the example. So credibility comes from, the ethos comes from your personal story. Then the pathos. Pathos is emotions. We are all emotional beings. Okay. If you go and give a discourse is, I keep on telling you, right? I keep on telling you, do this, do this. Okay. If you watch motivational speakers, they will usually give a discourse. Come on, practice, practice, practice. You can do this. Success comes to only those people who go after what they have thought about, right? So all these things, they keep on giving the discourse. If you give the discourse, audience will shut off. If you give an emotional setting, okay, let me give you an example. So this one time when I went to, and suddenly people are interested, because with your friends also you do this. You go to a restaurant, you meet them. Oh, did you know what happened? Oh, I met that, Beena's boyfriend. You know about Beena's boyfriend? Okay, so I'm just giving an example, but you talk about those stories, those emotions. It can be jubilation, it can be joy, it can be sadness, sorrow, whatever it is. How did that help you? So emotions, if you have emotions in your stories, in your speeches, you will be able to impact the audience. Or whatever you do, have those emotions, right? And then finally, the logos. Logos is logic. If you don't have logic in your speeches, okay, then you can be a good politician, because you can win people only by emotions, right? Without any logic. But if you really want to have an impact, you need to have the logic. Is there any studies, any research which supports your claim? The logic can also be your personal stories. That's also there. However, is there anything logical in what you are saying, right? So there are a lot of things, but can you support it with a good example? And that is what you need in your speeches. After the example, objective, message, example, then you come to the G. And G is where the alpha and omega reside. Okay. G is the grouping of the whole speech. The opening, body, and conclusion. Every speech needs to have, even if it's a table topic speech, needs to have an opening, body, and conclusion. Opening to grab the attention of the audience. Body to support your message. And conclusion to reiterate why did you start with this particular speech. Right? Okay, so I'll give you a very good example. I love the opening of Mohammad Katani. Okay, Mohammad Katani, 2015 world champion speech. He started on the stage by putting a cigarette in his mouth and he was about to light it. Cigarette on World Championship stage. And he looked and said, what? And he got the attention of the audience. That day I was listening to some other trainer from Pune. He was also giving an educational speech on International Speech Contest. And he spoke about someone in his club gave a speech on how to make an omelette by actually making an omelette in front of people. God bless the vegetarians and vegans, but he actually did that, right? Got the attention of the audience, right? It was one of the greatest props. You don't have to do all these. You need to work on what exactly can get the audience's attention. Now, for good audience's attention, you can use a quote, but not every time a quote. If it supports your message, then use that quote. That's okay. A good, startling statistics. Kitne pratishat Bharatiya, right? So some statistics which can be startling, but it helps your message. You can use a small anecdote, a short story, a short incident to start with, and then go into the message. Right? So there are a lot of good things which you can do in the opening. And one thing which you can do, which I usually love, that's my way of doing it. I start with something and then I add an audience interactive question in between. Okay. Do you think this is right? Okay. So if I'm talking about confidence, do you think confidence and looks are related? Okay. Ideally, the audience interaction question, I'm giving you a secret, don't tell anyone. Okay. So the secret here is that ask questions to the audience in such a way that their answer should be yes. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to earn more money? Do you want to be healthier in life? Do you want to live a peaceful and fulfilling life? Most of the answers will be yes. No one will say, no. I don't want to be happy. I have sinned in my life and I want to just not be happy anyway, right? People will want that. So the answer will be yes, right? How you frame the question. What happens is when you take that affirmation, yes, from the audience, they are invested in your story, right? Once you do that, then you go to the body. Okay. Say, for example, the topic is about the power of words. So you can have your incidents from your life. Okay, when was the first time someone said something very hurtful to you? And how did it impact your life? Okay, start with the challenges first. Start with something which did not go right. And then come to how did you make it right? Okay? Those examples. Have those examples and then you conclude by saying, okay, that is why I say this. Dhananjay Hitrachi, I see something in you. He started with a rose. Okay. And he started plucking the petals of the rose. She loves me. She loves me. She loves me. She loves me. No, he was not doing that. Okay. He said that, okay, sometimes we have, life treats us and beats us and we lose our petals. Okay. We are beaten and broken. Okay. He smashes the rose and puts it in the dustbin. Okay. But he didn't tell anyone that there was another big rose, okay, inside it. He broke that, okay, in the starting of the speech. Then he finished. And then eventually he put, at the end of the speech, he took out a brand new rose and said, okay, you can reach out to people and those people will make you whole again. And there was a new rose. The loop was completed. Watch these speeches, you will come to know what it is all about, right? Okay. So the opening needs to be catchy, the body needs to support your message, and the conclusion needs to hit it hard. And that's how you will be able to create a good speech. And finally, the A of Omega is aligning it. What should be the outline? Okay, there can be different kinds of outlines in your speech. Do you want to go chronologically? Usually in icebreaker speeches, which Ishika might have given, right? So one speech may be icebreaker. So you start with, when you were in the, from your past, then present, then future, maybe, or the childhood, the adulthood, and now, or maybe, school life, college life, and professional life, whatever it is. It's a chronology. Then you have problem solution. Okay, there is this problem. Okay, and what is the solution? There can be cause and effect. There is a cause and there is this effect. Okay, so there can be different kinds of outlines, or it can be topic subtopic. Right? So you will need to find that alignment. And what is the transition from when you go from opening to body to conclusion? Does it flow in a good way? If it does, you have a good speech. If it does not, then it will be a challenge. So this is the Omega. Okay. Alpha, I'll give you in 30 seconds. Okay. Because it's all about delivery, right? Because I don't have time. I miscalculated it. I'm so sorry. So Alpha is about A, when you are delivering a speech, articulation, your voice, pitch, volume. Okay. That counts. Articulation, A. L is the look, eye contact. You need to have audiences or eye contact. Don't stare at them, but have an eye contact, right? The P of Alpha is pause. The power of pause, find it out. Okay, you need to pause for dramatic effect, right? And then you have hand gestures, what to do. Okay, so in Marathi, there is this one nice quote which says unsa unsa ni khola khola, right? So when you're it's the opposite actually. Unsa, or high is this and low is that, but if you use this and this, it's all not working for you, right? So how do you use the hand gestures? It's very important. And action, the last one is A, is action. So how can you be in action, right? Don't keep on moving, be still at one place. If you want, pace with purpose. If your story requires you to go to another part, okay, maybe your childhood, go to a different part of the stage. Then maybe the adulthood, a different part of the stage, right? But pace with purpose. If you keep on doing this, then it will be very difficult for the audience to do that, right? So Alpha is articulate, look or eye contact, pause, hand gestures, and action, right? And Omega is all about understanding the objectives, the message, very important, give proper examples, try to group it in opening, body, and conclusion, and finally align it so that it flows smooth, right? Now, I've taken 33 minutes for this. I have just 7 minutes for question and answer. We need to be in time. We are Toastmasters. So I'm open for questions. Any questions? Come on.
Yeah, so Sunil here. So even I have recently joined the Toastmaster, and I haven't given any speech. So I'm planning to start with the icebreaker. So is it like even I don't know? So I've gone through some videos like how can I just start with the, or what can I have in my speech, right? So but just wanted to have if you could just help me with the like what should be the, or what the content should I whether I should add anything which relates to my past or anything, if you could just help me with that.
Okay. So what is the objective of the icebreaker?
Icebreaker, that's objective is to introduce myself with the team, right, with the fellow Toastmaster.
And there are two objectives. Okay, the other objective is to understand the structure of the speech, that is opening, body, conclusion. Okay, so when you talk about introducing yourself to the club, what exactly do you want to share with people, right? You need to understand that, but you need to understand who you are as a person. Okay, so whatever it is, you can start with chronology, as I said, right? From the childhood. Okay, you can start with at the stroke of this particular, a great child was born. very handsome, and his name was Sunil Maurya, right? So you can start with that particular thing, right? And then you can build it up, how your life journey was. What are the important incidents in your life? Highlight those which changed the course of your life, right? So use that, and eventually you reach this, from past to present. And then finally, what is your future? Okay, so you have joined Toastmasters. Why? In one sentence or two, just share about, okay, why did you join Toastmasters? What is your objective in that? So give something about your family, your background, your professional life, your personal life, a little bit, which you can share. Go in a chronology and share it. You have 6 minutes. 6 minutes is 600 to 650 words maximum. That is what you start with. And then once you understand your pace, then you can think, how many words to add in your speech, right? But timing is very important. So try that.
Okay. Thank you, Avinash. Thank you.
And yeah.
Yeah, good evening, DTM Avinash. This
Thanks,
is
Peter.
Kalpana. Yeah. So my question here was that I always have faced trouble regarding my vocal variety and pausing. So how do I practice that? So whenever I do practice with my prepared speeches, but when I actually go and perform, that time it's never in place. So I all repeatedly got this feedback that this is not in place. So how do I work for this?
Okay. So the best part about vocal variety is that it is aligned to emotions, right? So when you talk about emotions, what kind of emotions are you working on in your speech? Is it sadness?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I say, I'm very sad, I wanted to be, there, but I didn't. So I'm very sad. I don't feel. Is it aligned?
It doesn't go, yeah.
It doesn't go, because when you're sad, you take more time, more words. The volume goes a little bit down. You feel the melancholy inside. And when you come out of it and you are jubilant, you are in joy, your pace increases, your volume increases, and you are so, so happy. But sometimes you are irritated also. And the thing changes. You are still fast. The volume is still fast, but you are angry. Or maybe just disgusted. Disgust is also an emotion.
Okay, correct.
So you need to work on what exactly the emotion tells you to do, right? When you are happy, your volume increases, your pace of speaking increases, okay? And your pitch is high. When you are sad, your pitch goes low, you take more time to speak words, and you pause more, right? So these are two different extremes. Now, in that, go to the emotional wheel. So emotions wheel, you search it on internet, you will get emotion wheel, find out all the emotions and try to find out corresponding facial expressions and vocal in YouTube. You will be able to find all those, right? And when you're writing your speech, what is the emotion that is at display? Accordingly, use your vocal variety, your pitch.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good feedback. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Come on.
Hi, yeah. Hi, DTM Avinash, Risho this side.
Hi, Risho.
I just, wanted to understand on pacing. I generally feel the difficulty. I just overrun on my thoughts. Like I speak too fast, I write too fast. So what happens is like, even if I have written 1,000 words, I'll just complete it in like 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. So how should I go about for pacing? Like it's really a challenge for me.
Okay. So when you talk about pacing, the speech needs to, you need to understand again, it's all about emotions. Where do you need to pause? Okay. The dramatic effect will come where you try to share something which is out of what the regular thing is all about. Say, for example, you're talking about challenges in your life, right? So when there are challenges, okay, what kind of pace you want to define those challenges? So you will need maybe words, but you will also need the emotions. You will also need to pause a little, right? So it's all about pausing okay, at the right moment, and the pace changes according to the emotions of the speech, right? But the point which you are trying to say is more to do with the nerves that we have, the nervous energy that we have. We just want to get it over with, right? But when you talk about a good speech, if you want to have that impact, you need to understand the, you need to feel the speech inside. Okay, so I would suggest that watch a set of good speeches. So what I'll do is I'll share a list of all the World Championship speeches from 86, I believe, till 22, right? So I have the links. I'll share it with Kalpana, and she will share it with all of you. And yeah, Parita also. We will share it, okay? And you can go to the links and see. See, once you understand, so you must have heard about Tony Robbins, okay? So Tony Robbins talks about patterns. You need to understand the patterns. Patterns can be understood once you go beyond 30-40 speeches, okay? Maybe even when you are listening to good speeches, once you hear 30 to 40 speeches, but not just listening, but actually trying to make notes and understanding, okay, what are the elements that that were similar from this speech to this speech, right? So what exactly is the pace that they are trying to look at? Okay, 7 minutes speech, around 700, 750 words. Some people use 800 words. Some people use 500 words, right? So depends on what kind of speech it is. But the main idea is the emotions. If you can gauge that emotions in the speech, you will be able to pace it properly. So go and look at a lot of speeches, then try and emulate it. Okay, so we all as humans first copy. Okay, as children also we copy. First we copy and then we reach our own style. Okay, you can't just think that, oh my God, Avinash needs to have his own style, so he'll start with this. No, Avinash also based something. He started with someone whom he related to. What kind of personality do you more relate to? Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? Are you loud? Are you a little mellow down? What kind of person you are? Try to find those kind of speakers, impactful speakers, and you will find impactful speakers in every kind of personality. And then listen to those people and then start emulating. And over a period of time, stop copying, add your own elements. And then you will be able to.
Okay. Thank you so much. Really a wonderful, yeah.
Okay, so I have just any other questions, or I'll end this. Any other last questions? Okay, quickly. Yes.
So yeah, Avinash, it's like I don't have a good sense of humor. I feel that. So how to add humor in the speech?
Don't. Okay. See, what happens is, we think, see, and humor is a skill which can be learned. It will take time for you to add humor. And, that's a whole separate session I can take. Okay, it takes 30 minutes to actually start with it. But see, humor is not the end result. Okay, humor is to engage people. You can engage people with a good story also. Okay, if it's an emotion, you can. People will remember the laughs. Okay, but they need to have a good message. The takeaway is your mainstay in a speech. Humor is not. You might find a lot of world champions did not use humor at all, but they were still impactful. There is this General Raven or something. Okay, so there is this great speech by an admiral or something. He is speaking at a convocation ceremony, and he is from the Navy SEALs. He is standing on a lectern and he is just speaking, no expressions at all, nothing. But his speech content was so powerful that you will feel the goosebumps. It is not necessary to add humor. Humor, people say that, okay, it becomes more easy for people to relate to it, but you will need time to understand. See, I am also not a funny person. I started trying to emulate again, go to different There is some YouTube channel called Dry Bar Comedy. Okay. So yeah, so it is high spirit, but they don't serve any spirit there. Okay. So the point here is that they have clean humor. Okay. So no abusive language, no double meaning and all those. And it's good English, right? It's better to learn humor in English than convert a Hindi joke to an English. Okay. It will not have the same impact. So listen to those. Okay. And if you find something which relates to your life also, take that joke, convert it into your own thing and use it in the beginning. Then once you get better at it, then create your own kind of jokes. Sometimes you deliver a joke, people don't laugh. And then you say, oh my God, I thought people will laugh at this. And then people start laughing. You know why? Because sometimes the vulnerability that we show also garners some attention, right? So it will take some time, learn the humor, okay? But for an impactful speech, humor is not necessary. Okay?
Okay, thank you, DTM Avinash.
Thank you so much. I apologize. I've taken 5.5 minutes more, and I just think that it does not impact your meeting. Thank you so much for having me here. Any questions, you can directly reach out to me, no problems. And I remember my promise, I will share the links with Toastmaster Kalpana and Parita or someone. I don't have Parita's number, so maybe, through someone I'll reach. Okay.
You can share it with me. I would request, since all of them have joined in after registering, Sa, kindly make a note and ensure that we are able to share with each and every member who is present over here. All right, Monica, thank you so much. A huge round of applause. It's a pleasure every time you come on and you just give us such wonderful knowledge with such wonderful anecdotes that we find that we can relate, and you make it sound that writing is so easy. With those words, a certificate of appreciation from us. And I would really request Toastmaster Monica to take a photograph. Please do not forget that, and honor our DTM Avinash for sharing such wonderful knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now we will be moving on to our regular meetings. Yes, to our regular meetings. All of us know, yet in case we have got guests, as I can see, guest Sunita is here. Every Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first segment being that of prepared speeches. The second segment that of a table topic round, which is extempo speeches, and in which everyone, including guests, can take part. And the third is general evaluation. But nothing is a one-man show. We all always need some support to conduct a meeting that is beneficial and helps us to learn. So today I have with me 3 stalwarts or 3 supporters who are going to help me conduct this meeting to the protocols of a Toastmasters meeting. Everything has a time limit or an expiry date. To help us stay alive within the time allotted to us, we have timer Toastmaster Sunil. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. So greetings, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guests. So here I'm going to play a role of a timer, which means I'm going to I'll time the speeches, the table topics, the evaluations, which means I'm going to alert the speakers and everyone. So for the prepared speeches, the time is 5 to 7 minutes, right? So when it will reaches to 5 minutes, so I'm going to just change my background to green, right, like this. And if it is 6, then I'm going to change my background to yellow. And if it is the red, if it is reaches to the maximum time, right, so I'm going to change my background, the Zoom backgrounds to red. And of course, we do have 30 seconds of grace period over here. So over to you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. Ahs and oohs and ouch are not uttered only when we are hurt or when we fall down or, when we feel a needle pricking while we go to a doctor. These are also mentioned when we are presenting our speeches. A subconscious mind is making us say this, filler words of the, aha, uhu. And to tell you the detail about it, I have with me Toastmaster Pooja. Over to you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. So good evening, Toastmaster Kalpana, DTM Avinash, my fellow Toastmasters and guest. So the purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. So during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, that means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you, TM Kalpana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. Grammar. The way we really, convert our vernacular language, when I was young, I always used to say, rain is coming. Till one day, my class teacher caught hold of my ear and said, yeah, Kalpana, the rain doesn't have legs, so it can't come and go. The actual way to speak is, it is raining. And so we at Toastmasters make it a point to check the grammar. Over to my grammarian, none other than my very good member, Toastmaster Shubham. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Good evening, all of you. Welcome, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for the day. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any incorrect usage of grammar, as well as any good usage of words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is prowess. The word is prowess, which means skill or expertise in an activity or field. An example of using the word is Michelangelo, historically known for his sculptures and paintings, clearly possessed a prowess for art. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I'll give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, TM Kalpana.
Thank you so much, Grammarian Toastmaster Shubham. It is my request that you put it in the chat, the word, its meaning, and the usage in a sentence, so that it helps each and every member today present here. Prepared speeches, the hearts are beating, of course, those of the speakers, and our ears are absolutely ready to listen to them and learn something as per alpha and omega that has been referred to us by none other but DTM Avinash. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Rishabh, and the person who is going to evaluate him is Toastmaster Nirali. Over to you, Toastmaster Nirali.
Good afternoon, everyone. The purpose of this speaker's speech is, this project is to learn or review basic methods of writing speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. All the best, Toastmaster Rishabh. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Nirali, for that objective of the speech. Toastmaster Rishabh, could you just first check whether you are able to see the transitions of the timer cards?
I'm sorry, Kalpana, anything on me?
Yes. Yes, Sunil.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, so for the prepared speeches, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. So when the speaker, I mean, when Rishabh will reach to 5 minutes, so I'm going to, update my backgrounds to green. Okay. And when it will reaches to 6 minutes, I'm going to update my Zoom backgrounds to yellow. And when it reaches to the maximum time limit, that is the 7 minutes, I'm going to set the backgrounds to red. So yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Kalpana.
No, oh, all right. That's great, Sunil. But I wanted Rishabh, could you just flip your background cards? Because I wanted Rishabh to know whether these timer cards are visible to him.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So
could you just flip them, Sunil?
Yeah.
Are they visible, Rishabh?
Yes,
Fantastic.
they are. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a quick audio video checkup to Rishabh. Can you say it's a wonderful Sunday?
Yeah, it's a wonderful Sunday.
Great. Thank you so much. What is to be a cool nerd? What is to be a cool nerd? Toastmaster Rishabh.
Thank you, TMOD. So, have you ever been called a nerd? Felt bad about it? So, let me share a mantra to be a cool nerd. Learning is more than paper, pencil, and books. It's also stepping out of your comfort zone and exploring. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, TMOD, distinguished guest Avinash, and my esteemed guest. Today, I have a purpose, and it is to deliver a speech with an objective. Since our childhood, we have been schooled on the importance of education by our parents, teachers, and how important education is to succeed in life, haven't we? But do you think only education, especially in our era, can help us excel? Well, I believe just being a bookworm doesn't take you anywhere. During my childhood, I was a very outgoing student, participating in various competitions such as debating, sports, comedy sketch, and whatnot. But my parents were never supportive of the fact. Even my teachers weren't. Even for the school administration, it was just a gimmick in order to present school as a platform for overall personality development. Has any one of your school teachers taken your games, music, art period? Can I see a raise of hands, please? Well, I'm not surprised. So many hands raised. It's obvious. We all have been grilled to study hard, but the important life lessons are always given by our experiences, our involvement in extracurricular, not by studies. You learn how to manage a team by captaining a school cricket team, strategy building by playing chess, empathy by traveling and meeting with new people, and communication skills by joining Toastmasters, of course. That's why we all here. Confidence building and many attributes one developed through extracurriculars. The most important quality we develop is to fight back and never give up. This attitude alone can take us so far in the life. Books inspire us, no doubt about that. But extracurricular help us to become an inspiration to others, to help us understand, okay, it's not just the studies, but also the interpersonal and communication skills and other attributes which help us to make a human being. Coming from a small town, my parents had limited exposure. So they just wanted to focus me on my studies, and I did as they asked. I passed the 12 board exams with flying colors and got admitted to Delhi University. But now DU felt like a different planet to me. On the first day in my college, I realized, okay, just being a bookworm won't take me anywhere. And it was a major setback to my confidence. So I had to pull up my socks to make a name for myself. But here again, my parents wanted me to bury down under the weights of CA books. But I took a stand for myself. I didn't pursue CA. I started exploring, venturing out to different experiences, places, and people. I joined more than 10 clubs during my first year, participated in different competitions, volunteered for an NGO, did street plays, was part of the college hockey team, and went on solo trips along with managing my studies. Can't really, offend my parents. I tried to maintain the balance as I knew I have to be knowledgeable and have developed a financial prowess while developing a personality. So I pursued multiple skill building courses and even started CFA. I was brimming with so much confidence that in my second year, I refused to take a presidency role for a society and started my own club in college to promote financial literacy. But does the relevance of extracurriculars fade as we are done with our studies? No, it's a big, big no. Even though I'm a CFA now, you all guys can address me as TM Rishabh Jain CFA and have cleared my GMAT. But I still believe there are a lot of things I need to explore. In retrospect, all these activities have helped me more in my life than studies did. Sports helped me to take on challenges with strong head. Toastmasters helped me to deliver investment theses and presentations to CEO confidently. Music helped me to channel my energy. Meeting new people developed empathy in me. Extracurriculars help us not in just building a social life, but are also instrumental in developing its self-esteem. The key here is to strike a balance and give equal importance to your curriculars as we give to our study and work. Well, let me be honest here. I lied earlier. There is no mantra to become a cool nerd. One just needs to explore and find out the activities which completes them. The word nerd have always been given a negative connotation, and it used to bother me a lot. But my fellow nerds out there, it's up to you how you perceive it and how you tangle it with cool things that you are passionate about and become a cool nerd. Not only it will give a purpose to your life apart from work and your family, but it will also become a safe place for you where you can be yourself. So go out in the world, explore. There is something for each and everyone out there, only waiting for us to grab the opportunity with the both hands. The quality of life is determined by the activities we do. So let's all make our life better and do things as we are passionate about. As our TMOD said today, 18 minutes a day, it's not a big deal, right? So let's spend 18 minutes of a day for something extra apart from our work and makes our life better. That will be all. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rishabh, for that wonderful speech. I generally am very afraid to be a nerd, but hearing your speech, I think it's all right to be a nerd. So now we move on to the second speaker, and the second speaker, Toastmaster Ishika. But before that, let me call upon the evaluator of Ishika, that is Toastmaster Amrita. Toastmaster Amrita, over to you.
Hello everyone, I am Amrita and I will be evaluating the speech given by Toastmaster Ishika. Please note, Toastmaster Ishika is giving level 1 project 2 pathway speech from pathway leadership development. And please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Ishika. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amrita. So, Toastmaster Ishika, before we begin, I would really like you to first look, pin, and check whether timer cards are visible to you. Toastmaster timer Sunil, can you just flip the background colors, please?
Yes, it is visible.
It is visible. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ishika, does travel worth all the stress, time, and money? Does travel worth all the stress, time, and money? Toastmaster Ishika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Good evening, Presiding Officer and Toastmaster Kalpana, DTM Avinash, fellow Toastmasters, and all the guests. We all think that we are invincible and we are going to live forever. But far too often, life reminds us that it is not the case. An example of that is pandemic. We work hard chasing life goals like earning a lot of money, building houses, buying cars, taking care of the needs of our family, mostly material needs. While all these are very important aspects of life, but equally important is to take care of your own well-being, mental, physical, emotional. The pandemic showed us that how unpredictable life can become. and how short it is. We start valuing our life at the mostly we start valuing our life at the fag end of our life, when we don't left with so much of time. The pandemic impressed on us the value of time and people who loves us, and the importance of spending time with the family. Life is short, therefore we should take vacations. That can be going to a beautiful place like Maldives or Himalayan mountains or valleys, or just sitting beside a lake nearby your house. Vacations are very important to recharge our batteries. Taking break from the work for a few days reduces the stress level and make us happier. And the more happy we are, the more productive we become at work. Therefore, taking vacations or taking some time out for your own self will increase your productivity, and therefore you can perform better in your work and maybe earn a promotion as well. Besides this, investing in traveling has a lot of other benefits as well. It helps to develop our bonds with our near and dear ones, our families and friends, because at the end of the day, it is the family and the friends that matters to us, because they will going to stay. And therefore, investing in those relationships is very important. Secondly, we live in a very polarized world and have certain precondition about a few culture and countries. Therefore, traveling to different countries will help us breaking those barriers and those preconceived notion of a country. It broadens our outlook towards life. We become more kind and empathetic by meeting new people and learning through those experiences. I prefer traveling solo because it helps me push my boundaries. It helps me come out of my own comfort zone. Interacting and accommodating with strangers is not easy, and it helps me grow as a person. I become more accepting towards life and its offering. So prioritize travel now. Why wait for when you grow old? Why procrastinate? Do it now and don't wait to travel when you are old and gray. I'm sure many of us think traveling is expensive. Yes, it is. I won't deny that. But there are ways to save and invest in those traveling. Living a relatively frugal life will unlock the opportunity of traveling. And trust me, there are plenty of ways to strategize a travel within your own budget. All you need is an extensive planning and some strategy. So don't wait for a life, don't limit yourself, don't indulge into the concept of traveling once in a lifetime traveling. The world is very beautiful, and not exploring the beauties of the nature and the phenomena of the world, like of the nature, like northern lights and stuff will be a really tragic incident in your life. Thank you.
Yes, we all should have a bucket list so that we can go around the globe and enjoy what our Mother Earth is. I would, since we have two speakers, I now request timer Toastmaster Sunil to kindly tell us the time taken by both the speakers.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. So time taken by Rishabh is 5 minutes 31 seconds, and time taken by Toastmaster Ishika is 5 minutes 07 seconds.
Fantastic. Zoom Master, Toastmaster Monica, can we actually launch the poll now for the best speaker? All right. I think that concludes the poll for the best speaker. One of the most interesting round in a meeting is that of table topics, or you can say extempore speaking. It's actually a bonus to think on your feet, right? So let us elevate our thoughts or our gray cells on our feet so that we can articulate and express our ideas well. Today we will have with us none other than Deepak Desai, who is the table topic master of the day. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause. The stage is all yours, table topic master Deepak.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, everyone, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I am Deepak Desai. I'll be your Toastmaster table topic master for the day. This is an impromptu speech session of the Toastmaster meeting. It's an interesting session which will give you a chance to sharpen your listening, thinking, and organizing and speech delivery skills. For table topics, timer, please note that time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. Green screen should be displayed at 1 minute, yellow screen at 1.5 minutes, and then red at 2 minutes. Also, grace period of 30 seconds is there to qualify for the speech. Speaker has to speak for at least 1 minute to qualify for voting. All speakers are requested to use word of the day. Also, I encourage all member and guests to volunteer for the session, or else like I have to like cherry pick each and everyone's name. Now, before the starting the session, I want everyone to be relaxed. I'm sure those topics will be very simple and day-to-day life. Let's begin. Let's volunteer for the speech meeting. Like, let's go. Okay, the first volunteer is team out of the day, TM Kalpana.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciated the way you said, please everyone relax. I like that part of your opening.
Apart from that, like who else want to volunteer?
Okay, yeah, because let us give others a chance. You should begin with, DTM Avinash. I would really ask you to do that because he can just set the ball rolling. And
no, actually, I have interesting topic for him, but I thought let's. Okay. I like to invite the DTM Avinash for like table topics.
You already do so much. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, DTM Avinash. Is laziness a sign of intelligence? Is laziness a sign of intelligence? DTM Avinash.
Is laziness a sign of intelligence? Yes, it is. Bill Gates agrees with me. He once said that if I want to hire people, I will find the laziest person to hire because he will try to find the shortcut to do that particular job. So that is why I believe laziness is something which you can work on. Now, I am pretty lazy. Sometimes it takes me a lot of time to do a particular task. And that's why I have created shortcuts in my life. I reach the same destination, but quicker. So what you can do in order to be more lazy? I have devised a certain plan which you can go through. I had already spoken about the Pareto principle. If you have a certain amount of time, given to you, your task will accommodate it. So I once remember I had to create a nice journal for my BSc Industrial Chemistry class. And it was the end of the year. We had completed 24 experiments. And I had not even created a journal for it. So what did I do? I knew the conclusion. I started with the conclusion. You already know I always start with omega, right? I don't go towards alpha. So that's what I did. I started with the conclusion, and slowly I created the whole journal in 2 days. Eventually, I did not get so many great marks, but I got better marks by that than my friend Jojo, who created beautiful experiments all through the year. And I, on the other hand, was chilling. So you just need to understand what is the shortcut to success. Even if you are lazy, you can still reach in time. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Yeah. Thank you so much, DTM Avinash. It was a very wonderful speech, I will say, and very informative. Now, next, who would like to volunteer for the next table topics? Okay, TM Pooja Patidar. Oh, nice. Okay, the topic, Toastmaster Pooja Patidar. Netflix is a hobby. Netflix is a hobby. Toastmaster Pooja Patidar.
So Netflix is a hobby. Like many of my friends are binge watching Netflix. Right now, we are like 3 of the roommates. I am sitting here right now in Toastmasters, and 2 of them are binge watching. So in my opinion is hobby is like that you do for some time and you find pleasure in that. But if you are overdoing the things, then it is not a hobby. Like I'm not saying that they are doing something wrong, but it's like that you need to be prioritizing the things that are more important in your life. So I would say Netflix is not an hobby if you are doing it for whole days, and if you are watching it for hours and hours. Hobbies can be like if you want to watch some specific genre, then it can be hobby. But if you are just mindlessly watching things, then it is not going to give you productive results, and that's why it is like not an hobby. And for me, sorry, so it's like, so for many people, it is a subjective term. So for somebody, it may be a hobby, and for somebody, it may be just a waste of time. So if you are asking for my personal opinion, so it is not an hobby. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. You sum it very well. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite guest Sunita for the Toastmaster table topics. Guest Sunita.
Okay, Toastmaster Deepak.
Yeah. So guest Sunita, why is it important to meditate? Why is it important to meditate? Guest Sunita, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. We all live our life thinking about something or the other continuously. Do we stop for a while during our day or during any time and think and just sit back and lay back and think about what we have done so far, or what are we doing? What is the purpose of our life? Or we are just into the rat race and want to achieve some goal, want to win out of somebody. But I think in our day-to-day life, we must spare few minutes in our day and just sit back and relax and close your eyes. Don't think about anything. Just concentrate on your breathing. And eventually, trust me, there will be ideas, there will be good thoughts that will flow into your mind automatically. We have heard about this term meditation in quite fancy ways. There are ways to meditate. There has to be a place where there is silence, or in mountains, or in very solitude place. But in our metro cities, it is very hard to find such places. But the real way of doing meditation is not to go into the mountains and sit like an old saint. It is just in your day-to-day life. Just sit, relax in your own place, at your own pace, and relax yourself. That will help you rejuvenate for the rest of the day, and it will give you more energy to do more work. Trust me, it will help you progress in your own skills. In whichever way we are, everyone has their own skill sets. Everyone has their own powers to do certain things. But doing meditation, giving relaxing time to our mind for some time of the day, will give more power to our body and mind. Over to you. Thank you, Toastmaster Deep.
Yeah, thank you so much, guest. Actually, I got one more reason to start meditation once again. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Who else want to volunteer? TM Parida. All right. Yeah. Zoom master, can I have? Okay. So TM Parida, why do people hate Monday? Why do people hate Monday? TM Parida. Over to you.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In fact, I hate all the days. I only like Saturday and Sunday. Very good evening to one and all. Look how beautifully we are spending the Sunday, isn't it? All of you are smiling. All of you are radiant. And Saturday and Sunday, we can have the best of our times as we are having right now. Coming back to the topic about Monday. I am a mother. It starts from 5 a.m. in the morning. Cooking, packing the lunch box, sending our kids, getting back to the job. It's a hard nut to crack. Believe me, we all, definitely if it is men also, going back to the office, looking at those faces that you are actually dealing with, and your boss, and the assignments, and the projects, and the lined up things, it is all a hard nut to crack and also quite annoying, but there is no way out. We do have to face Mondays as it's a part of our journey. So the lesson that I have learned is invest your Saturdays and Sundays in enjoying thoroughly, so that whenever Monday comes, you can give it a best, no matter what. You have to deal with it, have a smile on your face, and pack your tiffin, let the kids go to the school. You also go back to work, juggle each and every day from Monday to Friday. But don't forget, there is a Saturday and Sunday lined up, and take a best out of it. Rejuvenate yourself in these 2 days so that you can crack your Monday to the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Parida. As usual, you nailed it. It was one of the best table topics. All right, I guess I have. Can we go for one last table topic?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Anyone from? Okay, Toastmaster Nirali Bhatt. Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Toastmaster Nirali Bhatt. Pursuing your dreams. Pursuing your dreams. Toastmaster Nirali. Over to you.
Pursuing your dreams. Okay. I can say it comes from the hobby, what we want to do, what is our goal. Let me share one of my example. I belong to one small city of Gujarat. I don't have when I was childhood, I don't have that much facilities to. I just study because my parents wants me to study. I didn't have any goal, but when I grow up, I seen many people, and I just observe them, and I got to know that what I want to do. So when I started study because I wanted to do study, and then when I come to Ahmedabad, I just feel that I pursuing my dream, I living my life, what I want to live. So it's always fascinating and proud moment when you are achieve what you want to do, and what when you are living what you always want, and do hard work for that. So I think pursuing is a dream took lots of hard work, but at the end you just enjoy this. Over to you, Toastmaster. Sorry, whatever.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nirali. And that's all. We are done with the table topics session. I will request timer to represent the timer report.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. So for DTM Avinash, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. For Toastmaster Pooja, it's 1 minute 24 seconds. For guest Sunita, it's 2 minutes 5 seconds. For Toastmaster Parita, it's 2 minutes 2 minutes 2 seconds for Toastmaster Parita. Yeah. And for Toastmaster Nirali, it's 1 minute 20 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to share these details on the Zoom chat. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Yeah, thank you so much, timer, Toastmaster Sunil. All right. With all this, I'll hand over this session to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you so much, Deepak, for those wonderful topics. I think we all enjoyed even hearing the speakers speak. Before I hand it over to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Monica, can we quickly have a poll for the best table topic speaker, please? Right. There is one more person to vote. Do give us your valuable vote. All right. I think we'll end the poll with this.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
It could be my poll. I am not able to see the poll.
Oh, okay. We won't. It's possible to launch it again, Monica. It's all right. We need to move on, Sunita. I'm sorry that it wasn't visible to you, but we will be moving on now.
No
okay?
problem. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We all need an evaluation. We all need to know where we stand. We all need that eagle eye that helps us and leads us and encourages us. I now hand it over to the last segment of the meeting, to our general evaluator, none other but Toastmaster Jyoti Pillai. Over to you, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Zoom Master, I am audible, visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. As a general evaluator, I've got 3 functions. First, I'll be calling the evaluators to share their evaluation of the speakers. Second, I'll be calling the tag team And lastly, I'll be giving my own evaluation of the entire meeting. So without wasting much time, let me call on stage the first evaluator to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Rishabh, Toastmaster Nirali. Over to you.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guest. Toastmaster, I forgot the name, Rishabh. Toastmaster Rishabh, you started with the question. It is one of the best, I can say, technique to start your speech to grab the attention of the audience. You explain properly message, only bookish knowledge is not enough. We must have to participate in extracurricular activities to improve ourselves 360 degree. How to we must have to participate, how to manage, we can learn how to manage team from be a part of cricket team. As a conclusion, you also ended with that, but we must have to strike balance between bookish knowledge and extracurricular activities to make ourselves full nut. I can say you are prowess in writing speech. Your speech and its flow was really commendable. You were so much clear and look confident when you were delivering your speech. So it's really nice. Your story is very powerful and it has amazing, powerful message, which is also related with your title. Few things you can focus on so you can make your speech better from the best. One, I think you miss somewhere in preparation. If you prepare, your content was really very powerful, but if you prepared more, then you can use hand gesture, you can use vocal variety. Like at one place you use that under the CA book, right? So you can express yourself. So the whole story become live in front of us. So I thought if you will prepare at the end, practice makes men perfect. So I have only one suggestion I can say. If you will do more practice, then you can make this speech more better. So the positive thing is you were so clear and confident. Your speech was so much powerful with powerful message. Just focus, do more practice and focus on use vocal variety, high note, low note, so it will become live in front of everyone. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nirali. Now for evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Rishika, I'd like to call on stage on the screen Toastmaster Amrita.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear target speaker, Toastmaster Ishika. First, I congratulate you on delivering your speech successfully. Now I start my evaluation with your title of the speech. Does travel worth all the stress, time, and money? So you can relate stress with pandemic, time, family time is important, and third is how traveling is budget friendly. So you make justice to your title of the speech. Second, your opening of the speech, you shared the example of pandemic. Everyone is relatable to that situation because we all invert that situation in pandemic. We lost loved ones and we knew the importance of family time. So that example is perfect. After that, you share how traveling is increase your productivity and how it reduces your stress level also. And I must appreciate that you also ensure the importance of solo traveling. And then you came to the part of how the traveling should be budget friendly. So that will also a good point in your speech. I really like about your speech is content of the speech. Very well articulation. First with the example, was first with the story of pandemic. Second, how it will create stress and how it will create chaos and we make a distance with your family and friends. And after that, how we make a bond with them by traveling, by doing vacation. Your voice was so soothing throughout the speech. And you also share the example of Maldives and all the exotic locations, so people can all relate to that and how vacation will be beautiful. So I really like that. Apart from that, there is always a scope of improvement. First is I feel that you are a little bit nervous because of the lack of preparation. You also not made the eye contact throughout the speech. So be prepared from the next speeches, so nervousness will be not there. And second, adjust your camera angle. In virtual meeting, camera angle is most important thing. So you can so evaluators and all the members can look at on your body language, your hand gestures and your eye contact. So that was missing throughout. And third one is you can give only the out of country examples. So you can mention in India also we have Kashmir, beautiful Kashmir, Kerala, and we have budget friendly locations also. Mathiran and Mahabaleshwar is most budget friendly, so you can add that also. So now I conclude my evaluation here. Great speech with powerful message. Just work on the body language, eye contact, and your voice modulation, and you will rock it. All the very best for the upcoming speeches. Thank you so much for sharing the wonderful speech with us. Over to you, General Evaluator. All the very best.
Thank you very much. With that, we complete the first part, that is evaluation of the speeches. Now coming to the second part, which is the tag team. Let me first call the timer, Toastmaster Sunil, to give the timing of both the evaluations.
Sorry, I was on a mute. Yeah, so for Toastmaster Nirali, it's 2 minutes 33 seconds. And for Toastmaster Amrita, it's 3 minutes 15 seconds. I'll just share the
so both are qualified, so
yep.
You can
over to you, G Jyoti. Thank you.
So can we launch the poll for the best evaluator?
Yes, we can. Absolutely.
Please inform when the voting is over.
Just 10 seconds more. Yeah, I think it's done.
Okay, thank you very much. Now coming to the second part, let me call on my tag team. After the timer, it is the R counter Toastmaster Pooja.
Yeah, can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
It is disabled.
Zoom Master.
Zoom Master will just give you the rights.
Please take now.
Okay. So my screen is visible?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Just a minute. There is some issue. Okay, so there is some issue. I will just say what is the results. So it's like Team Amruta used 2 filler words. Team Avinash 1. Team Deepak 1. Team Ishika more than 5. TM Jyoti 2. TM Kalpana 1, TM Monica 2, TM Nirali more than 5, TM Parita 1, myself I have used more than 5, TM Rishabh more than 5, TM Shubham 1, TM Sunil 1, and TM Sunita 1.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pooja, for that detailed report. Let me call on the second tag team, that is Grammarian Toastmaster Shubham. You are muted.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So first I would like to say about the mispronunciation. So there were two that I captured. So first was it's world, not world. And the second is it's not your, it's your. And now coming to some bad usage of grammar. So it's the first is to make a human being. It should be to be a human being. Then stop. So the sentence, second is the sentence should be started with a subject. So it should not be can't, it should be I can't. Then the third is it should be love, not loves, because love is an uncountable noun. So it should be love. Then one of the speaker used to for many people. So it should not be to, right? And the other thing, it's not saltitude, it should be altitude. And it feel, not, it should be felt. Then represent, it should not be, it should be present at that point. And the last is everyone is relatable. It should be everyone can relate. Now some good usage of words. The first is vulnerability. Second, garner. Then bookworm. Then gimmick. Brimming is the word. Then invincible. Rejuvenate, and hard nut to crack. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. That completes the second part of general evaluation, that is the tag team. Now coming to the third part, my own evaluation of the entire meeting. Let me start with the Zoom master. I really appreciate the meeting started on time and very well job done by Sergeant at Arms and Zoom master, Toastmaster Monica. Let's give a good clap for her. To a great extent, I'm always a big fan of Toastmaster Kalpana for the energy that she brings into the meeting. Every session which I have attended, she has brought in a lot of energy into that meeting. Today, being a presiding officer, talking about the IPL, the eloquence, and then the theme, double up your learning, and the education session by Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash. I'm a big fan of his because he's always been a motivator for all of us in Toastmasters. The way he explained the omega and the alpha, it has given a huge amount of information to all of us. Thank you, Toastmaster Avinash, for that. He deserves a big round of applause. Coming to the tag team, the timer, though he is very new, he did a wonderful job. Keep it up, Toastmaster Sunil. You have done extremely well. Similarly, with the R counter, Toastmaster Pooja, each and every speaker, you have pointed out what are the R's, Ms, and filler words. And even grammarian, Toastmaster Shubham, for the word of the day and the grammatical errors and good usages. Regarding the speech, though it has been evaluated, I have only one message to give to the speakers. Both of you have taken, Rishabh has taken 5 minutes, 30 seconds, Rashika has taken 5 minutes. The speech is for 6 to 7 minutes. My request is see to it that you utilize at least 7 minutes. So you have got time, and whenever you get a stage, okay, see to it that the time is properly utilized. Coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Deepak, a beautiful session. Each and every topic was very simple and very easily you can talk on those topics for a good number of times. Extremely well. Thank you very much. Both the evaluators have done extremely well by evaluating the speeches. I would like to say it was a well-conducted meeting, and for me, it was a session which otherwise, what they said, you binge on Netflix. So thank you, Kalpana, for giving me this opportunity. Over to you, Tia Modi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for actually ever readily saying yes to us, Toastmaster Jyoti, because having a good general evaluator that can actually tell us how we can better ourselves and how each and every club can maintain its level so that their members benefit from it is what I depend on the whole meeting when I have a general evaluator. I always make it a point to have someone who gives me and my members a takeaway to improve. So thank you so much for that wonderful general evaluation and the feedback. Huge round of applause to Toastmaster Jyoti. It's of course now time for some of the rest of the polls to be conducted. So I now request my sir to first conduct a poll for the role players. We are done with the best role player. Let us move on, Toastmaster Monica, to the best auxiliary role player. Auxiliary role player. The polls are not visible on our screen, Monica.
I guess it was visible and
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see it. All right, it's done.
Yeah, all
now,
the speakers.
Okay, yeah. Now it is there on my screen. Okay. So we now move on to the last poll, that is the best evaluator. Can you just launch the poll for the best evaluator?
Yes, it is. It has done.
It has been done.
Yeah.
Last but not least, there is one thing I think each and every member of us has forgotten, and that is to use the word prowess. The prowess of each and every one of you present today has contributed to a powerful meeting conducted, and that to my 97th meeting. Am I right, Toastmaster Monica? No, it's 98th meeting. We are just one meeting away from 100th meeting. 30th April, we are going to celebrate our 100th meeting, and I would really request all those present here to kindly keep the day, date, and time noted and do attend our meetings. I will also be interacting with each one of you, but Toastmaster Monica, are the certificates ready? In that case, let us, thank you so much. Let's just have a look at the results of today's meeting. The best table topics goes to Toastmaster Parita. Congratulations. Can you just spotlight her, Toastmaster Monica, and click a photograph, please? Congratulations, Toastmaster. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Amrita. Wait, you're going very fast. You're going very fast, Monica. Okay, you went back to Toastmaster Parita. All right, you can now switch.
I was highlighting it and it goes.
Okay,
No problem.
okay. So there
Thank you
was
so
some.
much. Thank you.
Okay, why are we having Toastmaster Raj Bharat? Okay. No worries, technical glitches. All right, congratulations, Toastmaster Parita.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
I think we could all relate to Monday to Friday. And and it is like, okay, roll up your sleeves. We are back to Monday. Fantastic. We move on to the next winner. Best role player auxiliary Toastmaster Sunil. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sunil. Keep contributing, keep growing, and we are wishing you best. I know you have just begun your journey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, folks, for voting for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We move on to the next, and the best evaluator is done, Monica. I think are we missing out on anything? I think almost, right, we're not missing out, right? Okay, let's move on.
Best speaker.
Yes, best speaker. I kept thinking there are 6 awards. Congratulations, Rishabh. Rishabh has re-continued. I mean, he is one of the best member I have. He has been a sleeping member, but he has not given up on a membership of Toastmasters, of speakers community. And he was, completely involved in his studies. And he has just come back, put his studies aside and started his journey with Toastmasters with a win. Congratulations, Rishabh. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being always there. And do guard our treasure well. He's a treasurer too. I think with this, I declare the 98th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club a close.